Hello, everybody, and welcome into Barrington High School on a beautiful Wednesday afternoon here. Got a great matchup for you. The Barrington Broncos, Phillies, I should say, the Barrington Phillies, taking on the Prospect Knights. This girls' soccer matchup. Phillies come to this game 2-0-1. Wins against Naperville North and Schaumburg, and a tie against St. Charles North. Prospect Knights not having the same amount of success coming to this matchup 0-2-2, two losses and two ties. This is the home opener for the Barrington Broncos. First game in front of the home crowd. Here we go. Read off the starting lineups real quick. Broncos got Avery Sanchez, Annie Tarpey, Hannah Blue, Grace Fuller, Megan Holland, Ruth Van Ruckel, Piper Lucier, Caitlin Taylor, Chloe Gerthy, and Gabrielle Masterson starting for them. And I want to toss over to Charlie Trapp here. What do you think? What do you think about this game? First home game of the season. A lot of anticipation with this team coming off of a runner-up state game last year. Lost to O'Fallon 1-0 in the finals, but a lot left to be desired. What do you think? This season, and what should expect for this team today?
Looking back at last year and the year before it, 2 years ago after the end of the season, everybody was like, now what? Like next year, are we going to be as good? Are we going to be worse? Are we going to be better? What's going to happen? And I feel like after that season, after we made the state runner-up, everybody was like, oh, Barrington Phillies soccer, something to reckon with. Actually,
Exactly.
maybe a chance at a legacy. Who knows? But
Mhm.
I feel like it's a little bit of the same energy coming into this season. Everybody's like, are we going to be good? Same, better, worse? And hopefully it'll be better.
We'll see here. Pretty hard to get better than a runner-up. Only just winning it would be better, but
Really?
well, I would think so. It's only one way to get better. But big anticipation for this game today. Prospect kicking off. 40 minutes on the clock. Checking the goalies. Referee checking his ARs. And we are underway here at Barrington Community Stadium. Prospect plays the ball out. Sarah Sarnowski recovers. Reese Van Uyckel back to Megan Holland and goal. Megan Holland, sophomore starter last year, freshman on the team. She's been a rock solid for the last 2 years and looking to again have a great impact this year. She's already committed to go play D1 at the University of Kentucky, along with 5 other D1 commits on this team.
Megan Holland's freshman year played not a lot, but behind such an amazing goalie such as Avery Trapp, it's hard to start from a freshman perspective. But just they got some minutes in, got an early development.
Oh, for
Only got
sure.
better sophomore year
There's
as Piper Lucier gets called offsides.
And Piper Lucier, another one of those players, going D1. She's committed to Marquette right now. She is a 3-year varsity player, 3-year starter, actually, starting as a freshman. Scored a handful of goals freshman year, too. She's another bright spot on this team, one of those impact players. And, I want to go ahead and real quick start off this game, go on over to Trap Talk, segment that we've brought over from basketball. Charlie Trapp will bring his 3 keys to the game.
Going back to basketball, this was a hold on. We got
There's a
something
good
going
ball
here
in,
front
and
of the
it's
net.
just saved. That's
Back to
prospect
back.
keeper Sarah Bradbury. Sorry, back to you, Trap.
Going back to basketball, I had a little perfect prediction from Trap Talk. I feel like the coaches utilized my strategies very well, so hopefully the same thing will be implemented in today's game. Anyway, starting off with the first piece of advice or strategy for the Barrington Phillies is they utilize the D1 players on the team and on the field, such as Piper Lucier, such as
Megan Holland, such as Sarah Sarnowski, Ruth Van Ruckel, Maddie Zebarth, a number of those players.
just a few to mention. All of them very highly skilled. All of them have shown their experience through the last 2 years, especially last year through a state runner-up performance.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point. Utilize those players. They're your best players for a reason, and it would be not the greatest idea of Coach Stenger out here to not utilize those players, especially those goal scorers. Sarnowski and this year already on the score sheets. This year scoring a handful of goals each. As there's gonna be a stoppage of play here by the ref. This would be the prospect center back into talking to here. Not sure what that's about. Play will resume with a prospect throw in. Toss over here to your second point, Charlie.
Got to win the 50-50 battles. Anything that's a toss up. If we come away even with a possession, it's considered a win. Just overall ball control. If we have more minutes with the ball, obviously you have a higher percentage of scoring and a higher percent of winning. Ideally, you have those minutes in enemy territory instead of just winning those contested balls in front of your own net.
Couldn't agree more. Here's a ball in. There's 21. That's Chloe Girth. Sorry, Caitlin Taylor, I should say. A chance at net there. This prospect's going to clear. Back to the Barrington back line. And there's a takeaway by prospect. Pushing down the left wing side. Good defending by Barrington here as it will go out for a corner. That's we'll get a corner out of that one. We'll send it over here to your third and final piece of advice.
Got to get a win. A win at a home opener would be a huge step in momentum for the team, as well as a confidence boost for the team. And that is definitely something, not that we could use, but it would only benefit us. A win at home would definitely set the mood for the rest of the season, as that ball goes out and can be a goal kick for Megan Holland.
Couldn't agree more. Yeah, just getting a win, keeping that momentum, staying undefeated, really important for this team. Especially in conference play. No better way to get a win than in the MSL conference. One of the more tougher conferences to play in across IHSA. So we'll have a goal kick here by Megan Holland. Boots that ball about 45, 50 yards. It's going to be a hard challenge by Avery Sanchez. Avery, a standout freshman. That's going to be cleared by Barrington's back line. So there's Lucier working hard to get there. Just can't get a touch on it. Let's go.
Got a very loud student section for Barrington. A collection of, 6 students.
They should be there. They're out here. They're braving the cold. There's Sarnowski. Cuts inside. Top of the 18. Ball across. That's Taylor with the shot, and it's just wide of the net. Beautiful layoff from Sarnowski right there. As Taylor just slides it up and to the right.
He's in a T-shirt.
Yeah, there is a man out there in a
fan.
T-shirt. It's called dedication. That's how you know you love your Phillies. It's gonna be Bradbury again here. Okay, she's a junior. The Prospect Knights. So we played back to the center back, and it's gonna
Pressure from
be
Lucier. It's gonna force.
not sure where that pass was going, but it's gonna go out for a Barrington throw-in. So Lucier tries to play a ball in. Up top now, Sanchez flicks it over. Lucier gets a head on it, but it will be scooped up by Bradbury. The Prospect Knights. Bradbury with the punt. So we'll say about the 50-yard line. Be bounced around a few times.
Through ball from Avery
Boy.
Sanchez. Wow, that was malfunction.
I think early on here, 10 minutes in here, I think Barrington has 100% looked the better team. They've been far more technical, far smarter with the ball, fewer mistakes. And like you've said, winning those 50-50 balls, I think they've done that pretty well so far. I think that their 1-2 play, their combination play has been very good. They're constantly moving all up and down the field here. There's Sarnowski cutting into the middle. Lucier gets a touch. I'll get all the way back to Hannah Blue, the left back, to Van Ruckel. Circling it around the back, taking it in the middle. It's going to be Grace Fuller. Plays wide.
Needed a key one-time pass off to Avery Sanchez.
There's a one-time
there's
up to Lucier, who gets a
Lucier's gonna get
flick
a key
on.
pass off to Sanchez.
Avery
Another
Sanchez
through ball to Lucier.
Into Lucier. She cuts,
And
makes
then
it, girl!
Oh,
And where's the penalty?
Where's the call?
Lucier goes down hard. No call by the ref. It's a very rough play. Referee says no. Be a throw-in for the Broncos. Sanchez on there.
Wow. What just a great duo on the field. Lucier and Sanchez made a little magic happen right there.
Yeah, you're right there. That combination play is very good. I just said that not too long ago that I think the combination play has been very good. It's 10 minutes here to start. It's a booming punt by Bradbury, crossing the Barrington half. So we'll be headed away by Van Ruckel. I'll play the Sanchez. Sanchez cuts inside at the logo.
Back to our center back.
To Van Ruckel.
Shorts the pass a little bit. Try to make something happen with the pressure. He tackled from the Knights.
That's going to be a hefty clearance by Van Ruckel. It's going to get ahead to Lucier, who will be able to control this one. He's got a runner.
Make something happen.
It's Gabrielle Masterson. Ball across, just won't get through, but that's Sarnowski with a touch across. Sarnowski with the left.
Goal! Goal! What a goal! By who was that?
Sarah Sarnowski, number 16,
Wow.
a senior. Committed to St. Louis University.
Make
Great shot.
Early.
With the left, slides it into the bottom right. She's giving the Phillies a 1-0 lead here. The 11th minute. There's Lucier again, tries to get a touch, just goes past. We're going to touch on here real quick, just going back to talking about her being committed to St. Louis University. 5 players on this team right now currently committed to go play D1 soccer. In fact, in the last 15 years, the Barrington Phillies have produced 26 Division I players. It's quite a staggering number, but this year
ridiculous.
It was quite ridiculous. This year we're looking at Maddie Zebarth going to Indiana State, Piper Lucier going to Marquette, Sarah Sarnowski, the goal scorer, going to St. Louis University, Ruth Van Ruckel going to Loyola University, and Megan Holland.
Good control.
Now
it's one man down. Gonna make something happen here. Crosses it in. It's going to be
It's going to be out of bounds for a corner right
Kicked out by
there.
the Prospect Knights for a corner. Let's see if the Barrington Phillies can make something happen. Going back onto the production of collegiate athletes from the Barrington Phillies, Avery Trapp playing soccer at Carlton in northern Minnesota. Absolute dog.
I'd just like to give a shout out to our former Phillies, who a few have already shouted out. It's going to be the far corner here. Ball played in. It's going to be up, punched away
for
by the
goalie.
keeper. Still up, knocked around, knocked back into the box. Still up in the air. Masterson gets a touch. It's going to be bouncing around. Fought for by, this should be Annie Tarpey. Chloe Gerthy on the wing, gets the ball, gets
Still
her
in
pocket
bounds.
picked. Prospects on the counter here. Gerthy chasing down.
Just a little bit more speed. You're going to get it out of bounds for a Prospect throw-in.
Gerthy with a great recovery right there. Let's just see that hustle, losing the ball and getting it right back. That's something that Coach Stengren loves to see. He admires a workhorse.
He utilized running sprints last year, or excuse me, that might have been 2 years ago when he.
There's a steal by Sarah Sarnowski on the break here. It's a 3v2 if they're quick with it. Sarnowski tries to split a player, just can't do it.
A little too big of a touch, and it's going to be it's going to cause a steal.
There's Van Ro- Beautiful move. Gets around the outside back. That's number 24, Sienna Murray. Ball in the box, just
Sanchez
too far.
Will chase it.
Sanchez looking to chase it down. We'll keep it in.
No, she will not.
Oh, never mind.
Made a goal kick.
Unlucky touch right there.
AR. I'm not sure about that. I think I saw a little. I think it was in.
Great speed right there by Avery Sanchez. Has been playing pretty well so far this game. As a freshman, starting on varsity, that's a daunting task. Barrington actually has 2 freshmen starting today. Gabrielle Masterson, midfielder, and Avery Sanchez, the winger and outside back.
It definitely doesn't have any size advantage for her, but definitely has some good.
Great touch
heart.
Across right there. It's Caitlin Taylor. Ball into the box, and it's
Go! Barrington Phillies.
A Barrington Phillies goal scored by Piper Lucier.
2-0 Barrington Phillies.
It's a 14th minute. That's Lucier doing a great job. Getting in front of the keeper. Just getting a touch right there. Assist by Caitlin Taylor. It's a beautiful ball played in. Barrington's up 2-0 right here. 14 minutes into this game.
I used to play a little bit of soccer back in my day.
Back in your day,
and I was a goalie, as some people might know, and my sister as well. So when I'm watching soccer, I watch the goalie just a little bit closer, and I know the worst fear for a goalie is when there is a loose ball, a uncontrolled ball in front of the net, and there is a lot of players that are not your teammates also in front of the net. Worst case scenario when you do not have the ball in your hands, and there are a lot of people that are not your teammates, right?
Exactly.
That's not good because you want to be in control of the ball, especially when it's in front of the net. The first thing you'll hear goalies say when a penalty kick has been saved is get it away from the middle. You don't want the ball in front of the net. It's worst case scenario.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more there. Bouncing balls in the middle are always tough for people. Oh, I couldn't agree more. It's true. It's a ball by Holland that's played out of bounds.
Excuse me.
It's going to be a corner here for the Prospect Knights. Corner closest to us, just off to the right side. Looks to be number 24, Sienna Murray, to take it. Ball's going to be not a great ball, top of the 18. It's going to be somewhat of a shot by Prospect, way off to the right.
Goal kick for the Phillies.
It's going to be a goal kick for the Phillies, as Trapp just mentioned.
Couldn't agree more.
Could not agree more. It's be Holland here to take this. I think if you're the Prospect Knights, you're looking at this game down 2-0, not even halfway into this half. It's not even a quarter way into this game, already down 2-0. They just have been unorganized. Defense has not been great. Their offense, when they've had the ball, the few times that they have, is there's a good back heel. They just have not done anything with it. It's been consistently inconsistent play by them.
Mm.
And I think that
Hold
Barrington
that.
has capitalized on that, on their disorganized play, and really kind of turned this game on its head and made themselves the better team.
I think this is my perception of the game is that Prospect Knights are playing
There's a
very
good
fast
ball
paced
ahead.
at the wrong times.
Yes.
And I think it's leading to them losing a lot of energy, whereas the Barrington Phillies capitalize on, using
There's
their
Sanchez,
energy.
ball in. It's just going to be saved. Lucier got the touch.
It's still
Sanchez
about
again.
Sanchez
It's
in
back
front of the
in.
net.
Can't get there. It's Masterson with the ball, and she doesn't know
make it
what to do with
happen.
it.
And it's going to be cleared out to the
Van,
left back.
Van Rookel with it. There's a
Back
ball.
in front of the net.
Good ball to Sanchez.
Sanchez!
Oh, just saved by the keeper.
I think Sanchez just barely missed that. Just barely missed that ball. Didn't get enough power behind it, or it took the first bounce off the ground, slowed it down enough that the keeper could get her body behind it.
It's a great ball in. Just, yeah, like you said, not able to get no power on it. But two great chances right there. It's also like when Masterson had the ball, she just didn't know what to do with it, kind of panicked. That's one of the things that happens when you're a freshman starting on varsity and one of the best teams in the state, currently ranked number 2 by Chicagoland Soccer in the state. There's a lot of pressure that comes with that. With playing at such a high level, it can be a daunting task. And for some, that pressure can get to them in the worst moments, as it looked like it just happened there. But she has a bright future ahead of her and, won't let that weigh her down. So he's going to be girthy.
No, Sanchez's aren't phased by pressure or an image to upheld. Look at Coach Sanchez for the Barrington Broncos. He had a lot of pressure coming.
There's a hard challenge on Avery Sanchez right there, just like you were mentioning the Sanchez's.
Get pops right up. Look at her. I talk about how she doesn't have the size advantage. She got the heart advantage. Look at her. She pops up right away. Lets her teammates know she's okay. Lets her parents in the stands know she's okay. Lets her coaches on the bench know she's okay. And she's one hell of a player.
Exactly. She's got a lot of heart when she plays.
Just like her father.
Just like her father. Just like her sister. It's a ball, and that's a great ball. Lucier is free. Can't get a great header on. It's going to be Blue with it. Just outside the 18. It's a ball in by Tarpey. Runs across. It's Masterson. Lucier, I should say. Great turn with a shot.
Oh, and it's good.
Sails it
through
over the bar.
uprights.
Through the upright. Something the Bears kickers just can't do.
An unfamiliar sight to Chicagoland sports fans.
Great play, though, by Lucier. Making that move. She's really shifty. That's one of the parts of her style of play that I love to see when she plays is the way she's able to move with the ball, with and without. When she gets the ball, you just don't know what she's going to do. She might hit you with Rabona, might hit you with a cut, might hit you with a turn. Here's Sanchez.
Yeah, we had one-timer shot.
Heavy touch.
She just hit it
Keeps
there.
it in. No. AR says it was over the line.
I'm not a fan of it.
Sanchez
I'm not a fan of the call.
Shows her disapproval right there.
The second time it's happened. I'm right there with her.
It was definitely borderline. It's going to be Bradbury to take this.
You know what I would like to see more of? I just want to see more Barrington Phillies shots on net. I feel like we're waiting for the perfect opportunity to get the ball in the back of the net. Whereas, I feel like we just rip a shot from the 20-yard line,
There's a hard challenge. Advantage played.
Through ball
through to Lucier. She shoots.
Bang!
Oh, what a save! Sanchez with the ball. Oh, it's over the bar.
The defender kicked it up over the bar.
Avery Sanchez with an untimely miss.
That was amazing. I mean, even though there was no goal, that was fun to watch.
That's the great style of play that we get to see from these Phillies. Again, that build-up play, great turn by Sarnowski. Finds a ball through to Lucier, who has a great shot.
Talking about the heart on Sanchez. She saw the goalie make a save, not hold on to the ball, immediately put on the burners, try to get in there, get the ball in the net.
Exactly. So Sanchez still with the ball, beats one defender with another. It's a
Ooh,
bouncing ball into the middle.
bang. Oh, I would have hit it
Touched by
there.
Sarnowski, gets past.
Oh,
and
shit. Oh, I think there was a little bit of a hold there
still
on that
get there.
prospect night.
Ball still in. Sarnowski dancing, and it's going to be played out for a corner. That's Sarnowski again. What do we say with your trap talk? Utilize those two goal-scoring forwards, both of whom have scored in this game so far.
Yeah, I did say that.
And I think that was the perfect thing to say. You look at the way they play. They can dance with the ball. They can pass. They can shoot. They can really do it all. And if you don't utilize your players correctly, you're not going to find success. But Stengren, he's found great success by knowing how to utilize his players. There's a ball in, going to be bouncing around. Tarpey with it. Back to Sarnowski.
Just get shots on net. That's what I'm talking about. If you
Sarnowski
have
dancing, cross in. There's
come
just
on.
squirts through.
Lucier's gonna chase it. Contested ball.
Lucier
And
wins
come
it.
away with it. Crosses he.
Ball in. Masterson misses the header. Sanchez gets it. Back to
the
Masterson
Fillies.
with the shot. Blocked. Out in front again, and that's going to roll.
I like it. Not a lot of power, but still just shoot the ball. If you have more shots on goal, you'll have a higher probability of scoring, right?
Exactly.
You can't hit the ball if you don't swing the bat.
Exactly. Another one of my
That's it.
favorite quotes. I'd rather go for 30 than 0 for 10 because that means I lost my confidence. And you don't want to lose confidence as a player. I would rather you keep shooting, keep missing, than stop shooting. As the famous Michael Scott once said, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Yeah.
And that speaks volumes. I think it really does. Checking in the game here for Barrington. It's going to be number 10, Kelsey Parkinson. Number 11, Madeline Lewis.
And the second number 10?
We've only got one number 10.
Or is there a 19 that we just can't see
there's
from
a
the
19.
box?
And number 18,
No.
Jazzy Fertig, also checks in here. So Barrington getting some subs in. Annie Tarpey, Chloe Gerthy will come out along with Avery Sanchez. Little line rotation there. Keep the legs fresh. Jazzy Fertig, she was also a freshman starter on varsity last year. Sadly tearing her ACL partway through the season and was sidelined for the rest of the high school season and most of the club season. But she's back, looking for a great year this year. And we'll see what she can do here. She's a ball out to her. She slides it through to Caitlin Taylor, but it will go out of bounds. Unlucky play.
The prospect nights, if I were to do a trap talk on the prospect nights, the very first thing would be more aggressive. I mean, look at 19 down at the bottom. Look down at the bottom of the screen. We're walking everywhere. What are we doing? I mean, if this was Coach Sanchez's Barrington football June camp, he would be freaking out right now. Just because you're not near the ball does not mean you can't get open, right?
Exactly. It's going to be a foul right there. Looks to be on Masterson of the Broncos. It's going to be a free kick. Just past the 35-yard line. Give or take 60 yards from goal. It's going to be a ball at the top of the 18. Headed away. Still bouncing around. It's going to be found through to prospect. It's going to be blocked.
By number 20.
It's Grace Fuller.
Sophomore.
Grace Fuller, another one of those rock-solid center backs.
Look at the young talent on the team, right?
Exactly.
Don't get me wrong. Obviously, you have a lot of upperclassmen talent, unprecedented amount of D1 commits. But also look at the young prospects, such as Avery Sanchez, Grace Fuller,
Gabrielle Masterson.
Right.
There's a handful of
Sky Lundy, right?
Jazzy Fertig, there's just so many. That's one of the things that sets Barrington apart. Their ability to develop that young talent. That's a coaching knack that Stengren has. He's got a knack for developing that talent.
God, it's just like the Barrington Broncos and Coach Sanchez developing young players like Nick Pipert. Look at that kid play.
I also say Owen Forrest.
Another one. Didn't play a lot, but still a dog.
I'll take free throw or throw. Welcome back, everybody, to Barrington Community Stadium here. Your Barrington Phillies currently lead the Prospect Knights 3-0 after one half of play. So
And
far, it's been a great game. 3 great goals. I want to bring in here Jason Zayler, our halftime reporter. Jason, what are your reactions to that first half?
Thanks for having me, guys. Yeah, no, I mean, I don't know much about soccer, but I can tell you one thing. This team is aggressive, right? 3 goals in 40 minutes. And I mean, this team has got no stop. I would be a little surprised if they keep their starters in here, but I don't know. This team's golden. This team's going crazy right now.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I think it's been a great half so far. First half, I should say. But just seeing if Barrington can keep on the gas here, keep their foot on the gas,
that was going out of
and
bounds.
just keeping hard.
Throwing the Prospect. I couldn't agree more, Ryan. Obviously, just a great performance from the Barrington Phillies so far. Hopefully, they keep up that pressure. Going back to the trap talk, utilizing those D1 players and winning those 50-50 balls, especially in enemy territory. Can't just win them in our territory. Obviously, want to limit enemy possessions or opposing possessions in our territory and capitalize on our possessions in their territory, unlike what just happened there.
Exactly. Ball's going to go out here for a goal kick.
And I think that's definitely been one of the strengths of this team is, I mean, just getting downfield. They get the ball back really quickly. And I mean, we saw that majority of the first half is they maintain time of possession. I think the entire time. I don't know. What do you guys think their time of possession was at first half?
I mean, they must have had it at least 75% of the first half. I mean, Prospect had it, but in very short spurts, and it wasn't, consistent. They didn't control it for long periods of time. It was Barrington really setting the tempo, setting the pace for this game, and we'll see if they can keep doing that here in the second half.
You guys keep bringing up possessions, and I can agree with obviously the team with the higher percent of possessions is obviously the more likely candidate to win the game, but obviously it's where those possessions are is that matters the most. Anything past the half line is obviously ideal. You want the ball in enemy territory. I keep saying that, and
this is great pressure.
it's the only thing. It's the only thing to say. When you have the ball, ideally it is in enemy territory, right? And ideally you can capitalize off that possession, like the Barrington Phillies have done 3 times so far, and hopefully they can do a few more times.
Couldn't agree more. So that's going to be piping serious with the ball. It's going to go out for a Prospect throw. I think Barrington, like I said before, just keep your foot on the gas, keep playing hard, taking shots, pushing the ball upfield, keeping that tempo up.
Got to remember that a team that's down is going to try and play harder. I'm not going to say they're going to try and play dirtier because that's a rude term, but they're going to try and play harder. I'll say that. So you got to obviously the team that's winning has to come out and prepare for that, right? You want to make sure that your team is smart, and even if they do get fouled quite heavily, that they don't respond, because obviously not only does the person that commits a foul going to get carded, but if you react, you're also unfortunately going to get consequences as well.
Exactly.
And I would like to touch on something I just said, which was, were they going to keep their starters out just because they had this sizable lead? And I think I've seen both Sarah and Roos still in. I know Avery's still in right now.
Yep.
So
Piper Lucier's still in.
Gerthy's still in. Caitlin Taylor. So most of their starters, like you said, have, they've stayed in right now. And I think that's going to be the case, at least for the first 10 minutes or so. After that, unless Prospect somehow magically gets back in this game, I find it hard to believe that they'll stay out there for that much longer. There's no need to risk injuries and all that. You're already a beating a team. Why kick them when they're down?
Yeah. No, I mean, to your point, keep them in for just a little safety period, and then they'll probably be out after a couple minutes, but keep them warm unless they need some help.
Exactly.
You could tell by the Phillies play style that they're a little bit more comfortable. They just utilized Megan Holland. I think I wouldn't say it was unnecessary use, but going all the way back there, I would say it could have been avoided. But you could tell that Phillies are just a little bit more relaxed. And I think that could also, not only is it a bad thing, but it could also be a very good thing, right? For a team that if you're playing against, that if they're going to be playing a little more sporadically, I'll say, if they're down, if your team's more relaxed, that can actually be, it obviously can be looked at as if you're relaxed. That
That's
can
a
be
good
looked at
one,
as-
too. There's Caitlin Taylor in the box. She shoots and she
Goal!
Goal for the Phillies. That's Caitlin Taylor, her first of the game. That puts the
Making it
Phillies up 4-0.
4-0. Barrington Phillies.
Great combination play right there from the Phillies.
Just a little bit of a example of why being more relaxed can be a massive advantage.
Oh, for sure. I mean, being able to play under pressure like that it's a necessary skill in the game of soccer. And I think right there, the combination play is beautiful. That's how they get the goal. And that's how they've gotten, the majority of their goals here and majority of their chances is just good combination play, being smart with the ball, being quick with the ball, knowing where to go with it. It's gotten them shots. It's gotten them goals. And if they can continue to do that, I think this lead will grow even more.
Couldn't agree
Absolutely.
more.
I mean, this team is just so fluid, so fluent in just getting the ball downfield, keeping it pretty much in the box the entire game so far. And I mean, this was just another case of the Phillies outsmarting and just being so much better than their opponent. We touch back on time of possession as I would think that's probably the most important part of soccer is who's got the longest possession time. And I mean, the Phillies, it's not domination. This is murder right now. This is, I mean, even when they have a misstep, the Phillies just get the ball right back after, some solid defense and, maybe a poor turnover by prospect. So
I think they've really just, obviously it's hard to stay composed when you're down, and especially when you're losing by this much. It's really hard to stay in a game, stay composed, keep playing your game. You tend to start playing playing the team and playing the tempo that the other team is playing. And so it's a hard thing for losing teams to do. That's why it's so hard to get back into games. I think Prospect really, they started the game decently, not great, but also not bad. But now they've just completely lost their tempo. They've lost their flow. I find it hard to believe they'll get back into this game anytime soon. It's just, the ball has stayed in their half pretty much for the last 7 minutes. As there's a chance by Sarnowski, she shoots, and it's going to be saved by Bradbury, the keeper.
another thing to touch on is the Phillies' speed compared to Prospect. Prospect seems lumbering and slow compared to the, almost flash-like speed of these Phillies, and it's obviously tiring out these Prospect nights. I don't know if you guys want to touch on that, but that's something that I've seen firsthand from up here is just the speed difference.
Yeah, I was touching in on how relaxed they're playing, but that can't be confused for being slow because relaxed, in my opinion, just means utilizing your speed at the right times and conserving your speed at the right times as well, right? When you look at that last goal there, you can see that you can see the second they turn on the burners. Once that pass got to her, instantly burners were on, and she was trying to make something happen. And
Just a good ball in, and it's just going to hit the top of the net.
yeah, and obviously she did make something happen, thankfully.
Yeah, I know. I think that physical aspect has been such a big part of this game. Barrington, they just look stronger, faster, more athletic, better conditioned, and I think a lot of that goes to a testament to the coach too. His training regime, Coach Stengren, is very, very hard. He runs them all the time. A lot of running, a lot of physical play, and it wins games. If you can, outmuscle your opponent, they get scared of you. They won't play as well. They'll be scared to go into challenges. It's just little things like that that will win you the mental battle and will ultimately win you the act.
Mark, I mean,
speed. They've shown it down on the. Back of the net. It's things like that that will win you games because you're simply quicker, you're more composed, and you know you're going to go with the ball, and the defense doesn't. I think those are very important things when it comes to the game of soccer.
I also think it helps when you.
And the
Happy
shot.
here, just
Oh.
outside.
Back to you, Jason.
No, I was just gonna say. I mean, if you have a massive lead like this, you're gonna play a lot calmer, a lot quicker, a lot easier. Still a little surprising they got their starters in right now. That's just one of the remarks I wanted to make.
Yeah, I think I've as there's going to be Emily Lewis looking to check in here, the backup goalie, likely taking out Megan Holland. Actually, only going to be taking out Megan Holland. I don't know who else she would take out, but she's going to be checking in here. And I think that's going to kind of start, getting the bench in, getting those guys who don't, or girls, I should say, who don't get much playing time, getting them in.
Their injuries are muscles get colder quicker, things sting just a little bit more, and injury probability is just skyrockets when it gets cold, when it gets wet. When any of these weather factors start coming into the game, injuries increase, right? And Stengren, it's got to be smart keeping these star D1 commits on the field because they are, they are currently the future of the team, and they can't get hurt this early in the season because obviously they had one amazing run last year, and ideally they want to make another run like that this year.
Could have said it better myself. There's Sanchez beats one girl.
I know we touched lightly, I think, the first half about a couple of the injuries we had last year. But another thing I think we also need to bring up is Division I athletes, and do they need to be, playing this long if they're putting in all the scores? I mean,
I think it's kind of what I said. There's some of the girls on the bench starting to get warm right now. Those are your
right there.
Key players. You don't need to risk it. You don't need them to, be out there playing the full 80 minutes and risking that injury. They're your people who score. They're your production. That is the lifeline of your team. And if you lose that, it's very hard to get back into games, to win games, So kind of what you said, I think it's important to preserve those players. Those are your high-profile players.
As Charlie Trapp said, we're slightly yapping right here, but
I mean, we got to focus on the game,
man. It's
man.
4-0, man. Come on.
But the players are out there playing, risking injury, putting their bodies on the line, trying real hard. And then you don't, as a commentator, it's disrespectful to not address.
There's a ball into Sanchez. Sanchez in front of net. Oh, great save by Bradbury.
Like I said, it's rude not to address the play that's happening on the field. A testament to Joe Rogan, because he said that, and I pick up some minor skills from him and in his UFC commentary.
I get what you're saying, Trap. I'm just saying it's
Taylor with a cut in outside the 18 here. She will try to slide.
We got 80 minutes to deal with here, so
exactly. Got to fill some time. As after that goal, there has kind of been a bit of a lull in the play here. Barrington.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Controlling the possession, but
Barrington still.
There's been more than enough possessions directly in front of the net.
Maybe I was.
The thing is Barrington's just it's consistently fast. I mean, everybody knows what's coming. There's going to be a goal eventually, and it's as long as that ball is in the in the box, you're destined for a goal.
Oh, for sure.
That's not entirely true. When you have a
Oh.
goalkeeper like Avery Trapp in the net, even if the ball
True, but I'm
is-
not
is-
talking
is-
about
it-
Barrington's goalie. I'm
True.
talking about the opponent's
True.
goalie who has
That's
let
true.
in 4 goals.
But you
So
never know. It could you could have the next. Wow, that's sad. I can't name any goalkeepers off the top.
I'm just
of my
going to
head.
cut you off right there.
Yeah.
When we're playing at this high of a level, I mean, this is a team that's been to state in 4 of the last 5 years. 2 state championships back to back 5-6 years ago, and then now consecutive seasons, I believe, being runners up.
I think it was 2019
It's-
state champions.
2017 and 2018.
Yeah.
I think so.
Because yeah.
We'll have our research guy look that up just to fact check, so we're not spewing some misinformation.
Because I remember it was Coast in the net. I remember I used to practice with
Yep.
her at
Jason,
breakaway.
you're right. It is 2017 and 2018 state
Yeah, I
champs.
stand
See,
corrected.
I know my stats. Let's go.
4th place in 2021 and
That,
2019.
the 2018 or 2017, 2018, 2 amazing years for Barrington Fillies with Coast in the net. I practiced with her at Breakaway Fitness with Kevin Barkle. Shout out to him. He is an amazing trainer who is very involved with the Barrington Fillies. A testament to him and why the Barrington Fillies are so well trained and so fast. His whole motto is increasing athletes' speed and agility, and he is very good at his job.
There's going to be Sarnowski here. Gets past one player. Outside of the 18, ball across. It scores through, and Sanchez not able to get on the end of that. It's going to go out for a prospect goal kick.
I'm going to reword you there. It's not that Sanchez couldn't get it. I think it was the ball was just in front of Sanchez.
Oh, there we go.
It's just a little too far out in front of her. Not
That's why we got Trevor. He's got
And
the assist.
I think this is the moment when Barrington's going to start pulling a couple of their players, and I believe Sarnowski is coming out right now.
No. So
No.
that'll be
Oh, no.
Sanchez coming out.
Sanchez comes out,
bump
just switching the sides of the
Tarnowski
field.
to the right side of the field. Sanchez coming out.
I think they're just waiting for their other players to warm up, and we'll probably see some substitutions
Piper
at the
Lucier
20-minute
make
mark.
something happen here, and it's going to get taken away right before she gets the opportunity to get a shot on a goal.
Unlucky play there. There's Eddie Tarpey in the middle of the field. She'll play a long ball over the top to Chloe Gerthy.
Takes a
Gerthy
bad
chasing
hop
it
off the
down.
turf.
And just unable to save it. It's going to go out for a prospect goal kick.
When you're on this turf with these types of winds, look at the flag. When that ball's coming at you, it's very hard to read it, especially with the spin and then the way it bounces off the turf, especially when it's cold.
Exactly.
The turf has an entirely different bounce when it's cold compared to when it's 98 degrees out, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that is I wouldn't say that's entirely a bad pass, but
No.
more of just an unfortunate weather forecast.
For sure. We got Tom Skilling in the booth. It's going to be
Big forecaster.
knocked around.
Shout out to
Chloe
Mr.
Gerthy.
Skilling.
Just going to dump it in here. As Masterson with the steal there. Masterson, heavy touch. And it will follow Avery Sanchez now. Or Sarnowski, I should say. Sarnowski.
Used to Avery Sanchez being
With the
there.
cut.
Between the legs, oh my lord.
A little bit of a nutmeg right there.
Oh, and she hits
my
a
God.
Maradona. I mean, that's
Just
that's what it is.
oh
It's,
my.
it's
Style out
so
there.
fun to watch her play. Her ability to find her way around players, to maneuver through tight
Little
situations.
header
It's
to
just,
Lucier there. Lucier
it's
going on
just
the
fun to
outside.
watch.
Hit it off the prospect player for a Barrington goal kick. That's
Corner.
the play Barrington corner. Thank you for the correction. Just a good little play there from Piper Lucier. Realizes that she can't make anything happen in front of the net, so she is going to hit it off of the prospect player and get it out of bounds for a corner kick, where they can hopefully make something happen here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at this point, are they just like teasing the other team, or
Good ball right there.
Head it in! Oh, and we have a Barrington Philly injured,
Down.
unfortunately.
couldn't tell who that was that scored, but nonetheless, it puts the Phillies up 5-0 here in the second half. Rush Alhays.
We'll cut away from that real quickly, just to
show respect here. I think we'll take a quick break here. 21:33 left in the second half. The Phillies just scored to make it 5-0. We'll be back in a second.
All right, welcome back. As thankfully, the player was able to make it off the field under her own will. That was number 12, Bruce Van Rokel, the senior, who also had the goal. As well as during that quick break, we also had several substitutions for these players. I don't know if you guys saw those or
catch them.
Actually, they're going to be subbing in even more right now. So
it just looks like they're going to be bringing out.
I mean, the score is 5-0.
It's is coming out. They're just trying to get fresh legs and anybody that has been out there for the whole game, and ideally their starters.
Exactly. Yeah.
Off the field.
Mm-hmm. Like I said before, no need to play them the whole 80 minutes. Play 60 minutes. That's perfectly fine, and then you're up 5-0. Yeah. Obviously, keep your foot on the gas, but you don't need the starters to do that.
Exactly.
Prospect. I mean, this is at this point, this is their chance to attempt to put some points on the board, but
cut Masters. Oh no, Lucier, I should say.
And they'll be booted out of bounds, but
more like softly rolled.
Softly. Once again, though, Barrington just keeping it in Prospect's half, and if we're counting time of possession on where the ball is, this is decimation by Barrington.
Oh, for sure. I mean, really, I don't think there has been one time outside of maybe 10, 15 seconds where the ball has been in Barrington's half under Prospect possession. Maybe one time.
Yeah.
That is how dominant this team has been this game. They have stepped it up. They have looked like the better team, played like the better team, been the better team. And that's just amazing to see out of a team, that is coming off of such a disappointing year last year, state runner-up, lots to be desired. And they've come out here and showed so far, undefeated right now, looking to continue that, unless a miracle can happen here.
I think this is the start of a few more goals, because with these substitutions, these players look like they are full of energy and they are ready to start playing some soccer.
For sure.
Fresh legs.
Lucier dancing with the girl. She will put it off of her for
another
corner.
And now it's time for their substitutions to come out. We kind of called it, but another
shot in those corners. Sorry for interrupting.
No, you're good.
Coming in is going to be Madeline Lewis, Sky Lundy, Courtney Lynn, Sophia Furman,
Taking out the remainder of those starters, Piper Lucier, number 20,
and Lauren Cobb as well.
number 22, Annie Tarpey is also going to be coming out.
So is Gabrielle Masterson, I should say. Back line, I say pretty much the same. Sophia Furman does sub back in there for center back. And that's going to be a shot just wide. Looks to be Sky Lundy, or no, Lauren Cobb. Put it just wide. Unlucky shot right there. Ball fell to her in the middle, right around the penalty spot. Just puts it wide. It's unlucky.
I think another thing, we've complimented the Phillies on their speed and their aggression so far this game, but something else we should probably comment on is their endurance.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, with speed tends to come draining the tank, and they stayed out there for about 60 minutes, and they didn't look tired when they came out.
No. And again, I think that's
Of course, we don't know that, but
Yeah.
I think that's a testament to Kevin Barkle and speed and agility at a breakaway fitness. Him working very closely with the Barrington organization. He's very good at his job. I may say again, but obviously he runs them a lot, but he uses unique drills and equipment to get good footwork, increase agility, and ultimately lead to making you a lot faster.
Correct.
And more endurance because you're running all. Run.
Sophia Furman with the interception.
right now, I mean, it's a crisp 35 degrees, very sunny. We were having some issues with our cameras before, the reflection off the fake grass. We switched out our cameras. Hopefully, it's going to be better for you guys. All zero of you. Hopefully with the weather seems to be getting better through spring break next week. 115s. After that, probably stay high.
Not going to call the foul at all.
Wow, and that's another testament to the toughness of this team getting right back up. Doesn't need a break.
Obviously, it didn't feel good. She's going to slow down a little bit, but yeah, it's cold. And it's going to sting. Especially if that opens up, if that broke skin, it's going to sting a hell of a lot
Lewis,
more.
the shot, ambitious, but it will be scooped up by Bradbury.
15 minutes, 20 seconds remaining. Almost everything's been said, I feel like.
Chloe Gerthy is feeling all right, jogging around. Didn't hurt her. Oh, what a bagging shot. And it's going to be hauled.
And I feel like these are starting to become a little bit more of a practice time for these two teams as Prospect is warming up a couple of substitutions, and Barrington will send in another substitution.
I'm not going to be judgmental of Prospect Knights coaching, but I think it's a little late to start substituting because I think those players started slowing down about 15 minutes ago.
Say what you will, but Prospect has attempted to stay in this game, and it's hats off to them for that.
Correct.
Their goalkeeper has done a fair job at keeping out a couple.
Obviously, trying very hard. It's not an easy,
especially against the aggression of these Phillies. It's
you got to look at the mental game. Let me just stop right there. If once the goalie messes up, that's only because the rest of the team messed up, right? if the goalie has an opportunity to make a save, the team has messed up, right? The field players have made a mistake, but the goalie should still be there to make a save when need be. Once you let in 1 or 2 goals, it becomes a mental game after that. It's not entirely a physical game as a goalkeeper. It's very heavily mental. You can't get down on yourself, because once you get down on yourself, you're going to be a lot worse. I'm
Agreed.
not. That's not to be rude, but that's fact. Once you get down on yourself, you're gonna start lacking skill, right?
Struggle bus is real, especially in this cool weather. Like I was touching on earlier, it's been quite warm the last couple weeks, and this week we've just had
Out of nowhere.
quite a dip in the weather.
I think it was
So-
Sunday. It started Sunday morning. It was snowing a little bit, and
Yeah, it
it was
was.
all downhill from there.
Few flurries. Let's get back to the game here. So there's still a game going on, whether it looks like it or not. It's Kelsey Parkinson with the ball now, trying to fight off defenders. Courtney Lynn slides it, slides it through. Excuse me. Lynn with the ball still. Taking a shot. Saved by Bradbury. Maddie Martin Johnson in front. Can't get there. Bounces around. It'll go out for a Barrington corner. Ambitious shot by Courtney Lynn.
What did I say at the start of the game? We need to get shots on goal, and Courtney Lynn has been doing just that. Anytime the ball gets to her feet and she's within 20 yards of the net, she's gonna try and rip a shot. And I love to see it. If I'm gonna be honest, we need more of that from the Barrington Fillies.
Absolutely, and I think it's a good moment to throw up trap talk again. Trap, would you like to touch on a couple of these? Maybe
your first one, you talking about,
Utilizing those D1 goal scorers. Obviously they did exactly that. As well as winning that 50-50 ball. Obviously they did just that. Right for I think it was the number 4 goal, that corner kick into the header. That was a testament of the 50-50 ball. Obviously, corners are almost always a 50-50 ball, and that the Phillies came out on top. And that last one, I'm not going to say anything right now because obviously 11 minutes is still a lot of time. But hopefully the Phillies can stay undefeated tonight and keep their momentum, because obviously a win for opening night at home is going to be a huge benefit.
Agreed. I'm with you on that one. I think momentum is huge, especially in really any sport. You start out the season well, you tend to have a better season.
I think look back at the Barrington Broncos football season. That was a testament of momentum. Once you get on that 3-4 game winning streak, you start realizing, hey, we got something going here. 5, 6, okay. That's actually once you get to 5 and 6, that's genuine momentum right there. And then the rest is history.
Agreed. So it's an ambitious shot by Prospect. I think they're first the half.
And a smart play from a Phillies goalkeeper.
Emily Lewis.
Yep.
just over 10 minutes remaining in the game. Any final points you guys want to touch on? Any commendations or, remarks that you have for this team?
Well, I would say one thing. The thing that stuck out to me today was their pace of play and their composure with the ball. I think tactically they played very well. And I think that's a thing that they should carry into their future games, They should aim to be this composed, this quick, this smart with the ball every time they play. Because if you play like this, doesn't matter who you're playing. Whether you're playing Prospect, you're playing St. Charles, you're playing Naperville, you're playing O'Fallon. It doesn't matter who you're playing. You will play better
Through ball.
and have a better chance at winning.
And it's just going to get away from number 10.
It's Jazzy Furtick.
Not number 10, because we have a couple number 10s.
Shh,
Don't tell anyone.
I won't tell him. Back to what I was saying, though. When you play that style of ball, you tend to do better. And I think that's really shown today for Barrington. So here's Maddie Martin Johnson. Loses the ball. Furtick still with it. Prospect.
It's not number 10. That's
dribble
why
it out.
I'm wrong.
You're right. It's number 18.
I'm wrong.
First time for everything.
Yep. Well, unusual.
First time for everything.
Unusual circumstance. I'm not wrong a lot.
That's true.
In fact, I actually think you're wrong. I actually think that is number 18. Your eyes are just deceiving you.
I said
It's
that.
number 18.
10. I said number 10.
Yeah, I think you're right. Oh,
No,
terrible
I think
pass
you guys are
there.
going crazy. I'm not wrong.
Once again, it's these errant mistakes by prospect that seem to just keep Barrington in that line of fire.
Agreed. There's
Cordelia.
Cordelia.
Searching. Oh, just
Ball in
behind.
front.
Oh,
Oh, my goodness.
Thrown to the
They
ground.
still have a shot.
Lewis.
Saved by the goalie.
Thrown
I
to
mean,
the
what are we
ground.
looking at there? Is this the WWE or what?
What are we playing? We playing lacrosse? What are we playing? Tackle football? Come on now,
I don't
ref.
think so.
Man,
Football season ended months ago.
I think that was genuine college wrestling. I think she grabbed the shoulder in a genuine takedown. I mean, that's 2 points
that
for
was
That's
Prospect.
2
That was
points for
textbook.
prospect right now.
player.
This
Don't get me
is
wrong, but
That was textbook.
wrong sport. Unfortunately.
wrong sport, wrong time.
But I will
Let's
say,
lock in.
The ref has been letting them play today. I think that's. I think
I like
very
it.
few
I'm
fouls
not gonna
called.
lie, I like
It's because he's so cold he can't take his hands out of his pockets. I've noticed. It's
it. Gloves are not
Little-
helping him.
no. Wearing those shorts are
Socks are not
probably
the warm side. He's gonna get his pair of slacks like his AR.
Exactly.
prospect looking for any momentum at this point. I think it's more of a game of touchy right now. A little bit of hot potato. Prospect will keep it, getting some time of possession right here. We talked a little bit about that before, but definitely not as quick or as aggressive as these Broncos were throughout the game.
Agreed. Yeah, I think this is the first time Prospect has had any sort of sustained possession in Barrington's half. I think they've, really just they just haven't had the ball in their half. It's as simple as that. Barrington has done so well at holding the ball, being composed, not losing it, not giving it up. Prospect can't force turnovers, and that's why the possession has been nearly 100% Barrington this half.
This is one of the few possessions in Bronco territory for the Prospect Knights. And they look like they could make something happen here.
As
And it's going to get past. And, it's going
it
to
will
be
get
an
in.
own goal as number 18,
Jazzy
Jazzy
Fertig.
Fertig, trying to get it, obviously, out of the net. Unfortunately, couldn't get her foot around the ball enough and hit it into the net.
Unfortunate, but I said pregame. I think there would be one Prospect goal, something dumb, very late in the game, and that's what happens. That's what you should focus on when you're up 5-0 and there's 10 minutes left. You should be focusing on getting that shutout. Now you can't get that shutout. That looks bad on the keeper. That looks bad on your defense. It kills momentum. Yes, you'll still have momentum. It's a win, but you're going to leave with a sour taste in your mouth,
Right.
knowing that you could have done better.
It's a bittersweet win, obviously.
Exactly.
But, as a keeper, that it stings that having that
It's a great
shutout
ball
so
across.
close.
There's
Retaliation
Maddie
here.
Martin Johnson
Cut
still
back.
with it. Back to Lundy, sophomore. Out to
For a
Furman.
shot.
Furman, a
Shot way
deep
high.
shot!
Oh my God!
goal! Barrington goal!
What I
What
say 2
a
seconds before that
shot.
retaliation.
Oh my goodness. Great
mean,
call.
This is textbook. Just own goal and then hey, we're right back at it. Let's get that momentum back.
I like it when the Barrington Phillies shoot the ball more, and that was just that. She saw an opportunity. She didn't. It wasn't a perfect one, but she took a shot and sunk it from deep.
That must have been a
Absolutely.
solid 25 yards out.
Reminds me of Gabe Gakin, 1, 2, 3 in basketball
Just
season.
many points he puts up.
I mean, what a shot.
Just great play. Great play by the Broncos right there. It's Prospect with their second possession in Barrington's half this half. So they're going to loop a ball in, and that's going to be cleared.
Oh.
It's going to hit Kelsey Parkinson in the head.
Ouch.
Ouch, would that hurt?
Yeah, that wouldn't feel good.
I was gonna say, I
Offsides
think
from the AR, and the ref doesn't see it. Ref still doesn't see it.
Ref
Red finally
Yeah,
called
need
it.
to call it.
refusing to acknowledge his AR.
I did want to reach on. I think a couple of words were said about, we're losing momentum or whatever. But I feel like there's no momentum lost. It's cold. It's, I mean, borderline freezing out there right now. The game's won.
Oh yeah.
These girls just want to go home.
Oh, don't say that.
These
5
girls
minutes
just
is
want
a
to go
lot of
home.
time.
These girls just want to go
5
home.
minutes is a lot of
I do not
time.
blame them. I'm cold up here. They're cold. They're probably freezing down there.
It's a lot warmer in here than it is out on
Exactly.
that field.
Agreed.
Let's be honest, though. That retaliation goal was perfect and exactly what these Barrington Phillies needed. If they even needed to get back in the game. I mean,
I feel
let's
like
be
that,
real here.
if you could have a retaliation goal, that is the
That is the
perfect
goal you
one. I
want.
mean, you don't want one that's bobbled up by the keeper and then you just run in and tap it right in. Right. You want one that is
Quick little
deserved.
bicycle kick. Little physical. Down the line. Will be kept inside. It's kept in.
Oh, and she's never mind. I thought the
booted out.
flagpole was a Barrington field. I thought it was a silent foul. Sorry for the shout.
Oh my.
Yeah, I mean, going back to that goal, Avery Sanchez, just a beautiful shot. I mean, that is that talent that she brings to this team. As only a freshman, scoring goals like that makes you wonder what she'll be able to do for the rest of this year and her next 3 years. So Sophia Furman fighting with prospects. As
Philly ball. Oh, you were unsure about that. Make up your mind, big guy.
I do firmly believe a couple of these refs may have had money on this game as an upset. Strictly as they've been calling some of these balls.
They thought we were Purdue, but in fact we were UConn.
Purdue.
Yeah, more like Purdue.
Little Zach Edey out there right now getting every call.
I mean, it's Hack-a-Shack all over again. Speaking of college basketball, Montana State
foul coming up here
currently
shortly.
leading Grambling State 42-33 at half.
We don't worry about that. We're worried about the player.
Back on the game.
It's a cold
Back
game
to
out there. They are
soccer.
playing hard.
6-1 Phillies. Over 2.5 minutes remain in the game.
My prediction.
That's another hard foul.
Not a foul. I think it was a little bit.
It was a little trip.
Tad bit of a trip.
Turf Monster grabbed him and brought him down.
Right.
They were running a little too fast, a little too aggressive there.
Anyone that has played or ran on a turf field has probably experienced it.
Oh yeah,
once or twice.
It's gonna be a Barrington throw in here. Avery Sanchez on the far out of bounds line.
And I feel like a cherry on top here would be another goal for these Phillies. I mean, 7-1. That's got a pretty nice ring to it, if I do say so myself.
There's a slight bit of a miss kick by Sophia Furman.
Look how hard Sophia Furman's playing. I mean, she is full sprint most of the time when the ball's in play. I mean, she saw that opportunity where those two knights were there, and she was full sprint trying to break it up immediately. I love to see it.
You love to see it. Late game,
Late game. Game's won. 1:45 left, and you're still playing hard. I love to see
it.
There's
Absolutely.
Madeline Lewis with a ball through to Sky Lundy.
Sky Lundy breakaway.
Sprint.
She can get
on one to beat. She has one to beat. She has her beat, and the shot.
Oh, what a save by the keeper.
Played back to Maddie Martin Johnson, the freshman. Back to Courtney Lynn.
Madeline Lewis. That was the perfect opportunity there.
Lundy with it again. Lundy, a ball in the middle. It's going to fall to Maddie Martin Johnson, who tries to back heel. Almost just saved. Oh, my, it's right there.
Almost tipped in by their own player prospect. Another save by this goalie.
She almost had that. That would have been the cherry on top.
Incredible.
That would have been beautiful. Sadly, it does not go. She's Madeline Lewis at the ball.
Breakaway opportunity from Sky Lundy and just couldn't get it off the ground enough. A great save from the keeper. Not saying it was a bad shot from Sky Lundy. That was an incredible save from the keeper in a breakaway situation.
Agreed.
If I was her, I would have stepped up a little bit more. But that's just me. She made the save. That's all that matters. But I would have stepped up just a little bit more.
Just a little bit.
Made it a little bit easier on myself.
I was a tad bit surprised that the keeper didn't come out more,
right?
Especially after
that really long touch
past the player. Yeah, I thought that.
But I totally get why she stood there, because when you're in that situation, you're full set and they're coming at you full speed. It's very hard to see that long touch.
Agreed.
And there The
And there
clock
it is.
winds
The
out the
final
seconds.
buzzer. Barrington Phillies with a massive 6-1 victory on opening day here at Barrington Community Stadium.
Opening home game.
Opening home game, I should say. Overall, an amazing game played by the Phillies.
Megan Holland full sprint out to her teammate Emily Lewis to congratulate her on a good game. She did, unfortunately, let in that one goal that did break up the shutout, but that's okay. Megan Holland goes out there to support her teammate. You gotta love to see.
6-1, still nothing to shake your head at. That's a great win, a great result.
Great performance from the Phillies overall.
Exceptional performance.
I was going to say, if you guys have any last remarks,
I mean, really,
Let 'em out.
it was just, it was a complete game by Barrington. I thought they played hard. I thought they played fast. They played composed. They played smart. Really, everything you want to see in a winning team, they showed today.
This is an ideal win for
Exactly.
an opening home game in my opinion.
optimal win right
Like
here.
this, like for an opening home game, this is what you want to see. Obviously, that 1 point under guest. It's
Yeah.
a little bit bittersweet, but you can't complain when there's a 6
Mhm.
under the home, right?
So-
And 35, freezing degrees right now. I mean,
yeah, it's freezing
it's-
cold, right?
this has got to feel good. Warm them up a little bit. I mean, they got to be excited,
Exactly.
ready to go ring that Carpenter bell.
Just to highlight goals by Caitlin Taylor, 2 for Sarnowski, 1 for Lucier, 1 for Van Ruckel, and 1 for Avery Sanchez. Overall, a great game by the Phillies. With my partners, Jason Zahler and Charlie Trapp, I'm Ryan Stadler. Good night, everybody. We'll see you soon.